Welcome back, fellow mobile gamers. For the next 5 minutes, I will be your guide, or at least I'll be rambling on for the next 5 minutes about some of the most interesting games I played last week to hopefully help you find a new mobile game to play. And listen, if you're thinking to yourself, but NimbleThor, I just need a bit of extra information. Why haven't you made a 5 to 10 minute video about each of these games? Well, good news, everyone, because I have, and you can find those links in the description of this video. So with that said, let's get on with this episode where we dive into everything from an indie roguelike card game with dungeon crawler elements, a side-scrolling 80s themed platformer filled with movie and game references that I really enjoyed, by the way, a real-time strategy Clash Royale competitor, a high-quality turn-based RPG rant, and finally, a new real-time action game based on the One Piece franchise. So let's just get started. Top Run Retro Pixel Adventure is an endless side-scrolling platformer with an amazing 80s neon art style and soundtrack, and just an absolute ton of references to 80s and 90s pop culture movies and video games. Yes, Nimble Squad, this game is a real treat. The controls work great, there are no on-screen buttons clogging up the UI, and throughout the levels we pick up currency that we can then use to unlock new pets and character skins or even upgrade our power-ups. When it comes to how this game monetizes, we will be shown advertisements occasionally, and if we decide not to unlock the full game for $2 to $7 depending on whether or not we want all the skins unlocked as well, our game time will be limited due to a live energy system. As a free user, this is slightly frustrating, so you may just want to consider this as a $2 premium game, even though it is actually free to play. The game is offline playable, it takes up 195 megabytes of space, it's out on Android and iOS, and my conclusion is that if you enjoy the 80s vibe, or you're simply looking for a new endless runner to relax with, then Top Run is a no-brainer that you should definitely play. Revolve8 is Sega's attempt at a real-time strategy card-based Clash Royale-like base defender, and despite only few innovations in the core gameplay, such as the addition of hero units and skill abilities, the fairy tale universe that allows us to deploy a non-Will Smith Aladdin, by the way, Red Riding Hood, Peter Pan, and so on as units is kinda enticing. The cel-shaded graphics look great in this game, and I enjoyed my time with it, but just like in Supercell games, we are forced to wait for loot boxes to open to unlock and upgrade new card units, or of course, buy the in-app purchases to speed up this process. The game is very easy early on, nearly to the point of becoming boring, as we are fighting bots instead of actual players, but as long as the game gains enough player traction, I could actually see this turning into a fun and proper alternative to Clash Royale. The game requires online access, it takes up 358 megabytes of space, it's available on Android and on iOS, and my verdict is that you should play Revolve8 if you're tired of Clash Royale but enjoy the core gameplay loop, because it's definitely one of the better Clash Royale games I've played in a very long time, and there's actually a surprising amount of depth to each character and the game universe. One Piece Bounty Rush is just such a weird 3D 4 vs 4 team-based action game. The objective is simple enough. We work together as a team to take over capture the flag locations on a very small map, protecting the majority of them for 3 minutes to win the round. But despite being developed by Bandai Namco, the gameplay is sluggish, the controls are so-so at best, and the drain on your battery is just unbearable in this game. And in addition to this, the small cutscenes that play when using our character's abilities during the otherwise real-time online matches makes targeting the attacks at our enemies nearly impossible, and a gacha unlocking system makes the game pay to win. One Piece may be a very popular manga and anime, but what were Bandai thinking about when releasing this game? You've been warned, guys. The game requires online access, it takes up 574 megabytes of space, it's out on Android and on iOS, and my verdict is that you should honestly just stay away from this game, as you're most likely not going to enjoy it, even if you are a One Piece fan. Sadly, I still included the game in this video as some sort of warning, because it has been hyped quite a bit, and some of you may have even considered downloading it, but trust me guys, it's not worth it even checking this game out. Raid Shadow of Legends is a new turn-based RPG hero collector with crisp graphics and lots of PvE content, but sadly also an energy system, auto combat, and pushing in-app purchases. Yeah, the many characters are interesting in this game, but there's very little variation in their skills, and while the game ticks all of the boxes for what I would expect to see from this type of game, it fails to impress or truly stand out among the competitors. The PvP in the game is absolutely pay to win, so if you're considering this game, stick to the single player and just enjoy the absolutely extensive upgrading system for equipment, characters, and their skills instead. The game requires online access, it takes up 1.2 gigabytes of space, it's available on Android in a beta version, and it's fully out on iOS already, and my verdict is that you should consider playing it for its single-player content if you enjoy hero collector RPGs with lots of upgrading and progression mechanics that some of you may find too grindy, but just stay far away from the PvP in this game. Dungeon Cards is a fun roguelike card-based dungeon crawler set in a fantasy pixel goodness universe that I really just fell in love with this week. Placed on a 3x3 grid of cards, we move our hero around by tapping adjacent cards to pick up weapons, chests, gold, potions, or even to attack enemies. Every time we make a move to either attack or consume a card, a new card will enter the grid, making our goal to get as far as possible before eventually dying to this game. So far, this is a very simple game, but to then spice up the gameplay, we can take 3 different skills with us into battle and new heroes with unique traits that will fundamentally change the strategies that we should use, unlock throughout the game as well, or can be bought for $1 to $3 in-app purchases. The game can be played offline. It will set you back only 83 megabytes of space. It's out on Android and on iOS, and if you like casual RPGs with a mix of puzzle and roguelike elements, then Dungeon Cards is perfect. So yes, you should definitely check it out, and it's my favorite game of the week. Thanks a bunch, guys, for deciding to watch till the end of this video. Let me know which game was your favorite, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.